Starting a business can be a great way to make money, work on something you're passionate about, and live your life with more freedom. But a common problem with starting a business is that it takes a lot of money. But not every business is like this. There are actually a ton of businesses that you can start with little to no money at all. So if you have ever thought about starting a business, which you probably have if you clicked on this video, then you are in the right spot to learn about 5 unique business ideas that you can start for free right now with no startup cost. Getting right into it with the first business idea, it is designing and selling business cards. For anyone who has any experience networking or meeting new people, you know that business cards are a great way to make a good impression on people with not that much effort. And so a lot of people with small businesses or that are wanting to further their professional development will carry around business cards to not only use it as a professional tool so that people remember them, it also markets themselves as a person or their business. Not everybody has the time or the energy to actually make their own cards that look good and presentable and unique to them. And this is where you come in with your business. You would take the position of the designing and the fulfillment of getting them their cards. So all they have to do is give you some basic information, you design the mock-ups and send it to them, and then they pay you to buy the cards and you will take a percentage off the top for your time and labor. Skills for this one can be pretty basic. There are a lot of tools online, be it Photoshop, which is paid, but there's a free version of Photoshop called GIMP, or alternatively you can use Canva or any other sort of design software like that. Your target market for this business is going to be freelancers, small business owners, or anyone who works in an industry that is networking heavy, say an industry like maybe sneaker reselling or even something as big as real estate. Say this business is interesting to you. Let's talk about the first steps that you have to take to get your first client. Probably is going to look something like preparing a portfolio where you mess around in Canva, GIMP, whatever platform you decide to use for this, and you actually design a couple mock-ups of business cards. You take this portfolio and then you go out and you network your skills to anyone who is willing to listen to you. Reach out to small businesses in your local area, friends you know with small businesses, anywhere where you can find ears you need to be marketing yourself. Even to start, you can actually offer doing small free samples to them to get your portfolio base up. This business idea is going to require a lot of cold outreach. A lot of these in this video will require you doing cold outreach. A lot of it is going to be trying to get your foot in the door of places. But going to something that you could do all online would be a tutoring business. We all know what tutoring is. Chances are we all have either already done this at some point in our life or have been a pupil to a tutor. Tutoring business model is you offer personalized services in an area where you are very skilled at. Even if you think you weren't the smartest person in school or you don't totally have a grasp on a concept, there is absolutely a way that you can help somebody get further along in whatever subject you decide to pursue. The skills you need for this one is going to be a solid understanding of the concept you are going to teach in that session, and also a client base that you have access to that needs help. The skills that you are going to need for a business like this is a solid understanding of whatever concept you're going to teach in that particular session, also good communication skills so that you can effectively pivot and understand how a student needs to be talked to, and then you just have to be able to teach overall. Obviously, the target market for this is going to be students. Primarily, you're going to want to aim at high school or college students. If you're a high schooler, aim at high school. If you're in college, aim in college. And also SAT and ACT or any other standardized test prep are good areas to look to. Scaling in this business is a little bit difficult, but it's a great way to get started. You can start with one-on-one sessions, offer them at a cheaper rate, and then eventually you can pivot to group sessions and beyond. While there are a lot of platforms out there like Khan Academy or Chegg that can teach students, it still does not offer the same benefit of having a person there with you either on Zoom or in person that can actually walk you through and talk to you like a human rather than a student trying to read it through some AI program. For getting your first client, chances are you are much closer to someone in need of tutoring than you even know. Simply ask around or listen for anybody who says they have trouble in a particular area of study. Create your profile of what you know you're good at and what subjects you can help with, or subjects your friends can help with in which you can recruit them in, and then you pay them a part of the fee of the tutoring. Additionally, you can also offer a free intro session for any student who wants to try it out but doesn't want to fork over the money for a full session. Word of mouth is going to absolutely be the best way to start this business, as it is very much a localized business. There's a ton of potential potential for establishing long-term clients in this business, but it is very much required on your location. So let's pivot to a business that has no bearing on your location. That is content creation. Content creation, we all know what it is. It is this right here. Anyone can do it with absolutely no startup cost at all. You can just simply open up your phone, grab any microphone you have. You do not even need good lighting to start. You simply have your phone camera, which you are probably watching this video on your phone right now. So you can simply set that up, start talking about something you like, and put it out there. Content creation can come in various forms, not just in YouTube videos. It can be through writing articles, such as blogging for either your own website or another website like Seeking Alpha. It can also be through standard videos or live videos on Twitch and things like that, or even podcasting style content is very successful lately and is a massive growing industry. Content creation will not result in the same amount of immediate money for X amount of service. It is a non-linear path, but if you can get to that point where you are making money, the money comes in a lot faster, and it's not tied to how many hours can you spend on a particular video, or in the case of business cards, it's going to be how many clients can you find, and with tutoring, it's going to be how many hours do you have to teach these students around you in a given day. For something like content creation, you're going to want to develop a good ability to write, so you have at least a rough script to follow in your videos to give them some structure. You're also going to want to build up your skills on search engine optimization for if you're doing something like blogging. And generally, you're just going to have to get a read of what content is probably going to be trending. And if something does flop, which will happen, you just have to keep uploading and get over the fear of failure very quickly. Target market for this one could be literally anything. Since you are putting yourself out there on the internet, chances are there is a big group of people that want to watch whatever your topic is going to be, but that doesn't always mean every video is a good topic. You're gonna have to figure that out over time. I am still currently figuring that out, but scaling online is easier than almost any other method because there is limitless potential. You have access to everyone that has the internet. Money in a business like this is going to come from revenue from ads that are on your videos, podcasts, or articles, and then affiliate links that you put in either the description of videos like this, like if you want to buy this microphone, or if you are writing about a certain product, you link that on your blog. And then for podcasting, it is similar things. And then also brand sponsorships can work for all three of those avenues as well. The steps for getting your first amount of money in this space is going to be upload, keep uploading, and get better. Get going, get good, get fast. But let's say you don't want to put your face out there in front of millions of people and you really just want to work in more of the standard business arena. That is okay, because that leads us into business idea 4, which is consulting. This is somewhat similar to the vertical of tutoring, except for consulting, you are pretty much going just on business or very specific industry fields. So while this one is free, I admit it has a higher barrier to entry because chances are you need to have some certifications in the industry you're talking about, but not always. Take an industry like the fitness industry. People want consulting all of the time. So let's say you're into lifting or running, or you have your dietitian license. You can then go out, and chances are there are people that absolutely need your service and are willing to listen. You'd be surprised how much people will pay for knowledge. Simply having industry-specific knowledge is not quite enough in consulting business. You have to actually know how to solve the problems that the people are coming to you for. You also have to have a pretty solid understanding of communication skills in order for your point to get across and for you guys not to just talk in circles. Target market for consulting is going to probably be in the business arena or highly individualized services, such as the fitness industry and things like that. Maybe it's a business owner looking at marketing guidance, and chances are a lot of you watching this video right now have a very good understanding of social media, and that is what a lot of businesses are looking for right now. They need people who are proficient in the use of social media because it is still a relatively new thing to create effective content that gets a business's point across in marketing. Steps to getting your first client. First, you have to choose an area where you are proficient in. More so than tutoring, where you can't just have an understanding, you do truly need to be a subject matter expert, and you can develop your skills to be a subject matter expert very quickly if you just dedicate a couple hours every single day to it. And then you are going to want to start doing cold outreach. Same as almost any other business I've talked about in this video, you need to be able to network and outreach and tell people about your skills, because no one will know about you unless you are putting your foot in the door of all of these places at first. Then, in addition to cold networking, you need to build up probably a LinkedIn profile or some other social media presence so you can start getting your word out there online as well as in person. You can also hold things like free digital seminars over a Zoom for anybody who even wants to hear about your service. You can also go to local businesses and talk to them as well and offer your services. You have to really come prepared with what you can offer to them in a business like this. Consulting doesn't have to be super technical, because like I mentioned in the fitness industry a minute ago, is that people are willing to pay for advice just to talk to you for even a couple hours on what you're doing. A lot of potential with this business, and let's get into our fifth and final unique business, and that is event planning. Groups and organizations need places and times to schedule their events, whether it be in person or virtual, and this is where you come in as an event planner. Skills required in a business like this are going to be organizational plans, communication skills, attention to detail, and a familiarization with your local area, or a familiarization with tools like Microsoft Teams and Zoom. Target market is probably going to be local speakers, small entrepreneurs, or individuals looking to host informational sessions. This one is probably the most difficult out of all the other ones, because you are going to have to put in a lot of work, and you're going to have to establish yourself as an authority figure in this space, which will take some time, especially if you are a younger person. But it is completely possible, and it is something that's a little bit more difficult, but requires no money to start still. Steps for getting your first client: the first thing you're going to want to do is establish a portfolio of what spaces you can offer them, or alternatively, you can, if you already have your first client in your back pocket, you ask them what type of space they want, and you work your very hardest to find them a space that's going to work for them. Promote your services online, create an Instagram account, whatever you have to do to get your name out there and let people know that your events will be better planned if you use your services. This business is one that will probably require a significant amount of time, but has a huge payoff. None of these businesses in this video are hard and fast, and the plans that I gave were just to really get your mind thinking about the opportunities that are right in front of your eyes. It's important to approach starting a business from the view of a consumer and their problems, and trying to solve it in the simplest, most effective way. There's no point in trying to create a solution first and then working backwards to find the problem that it fixes. You need to really look at the consumer's problem and understand it from the person who's going to buy your service or watch your video, and why exactly they click on it or they buy it, right? And also, to prove I'm not just all talk, I am actually going to be starting a business that I talked about in this video. So make sure to stick around. I'll have a video coming out in just a couple weeks on my results with it. And the point of this is to prove that it is totally possible, and I'm going to do it right in front of your eyes. So make sure to subscribe and stick around if that interests you. I hope everything I talked about in this video proved relevant to you, and if it did, consider leaving a like, give me a comment on if you have any other business ideas. I'm always open to hearing them. I want to know what you guys think of these ideas or your own in the comments. Consider clicking this video here if you want to hear me talk a little bit more, and that's all I have for you guys. Thanks.